All right, folks, what's going on? Again, I'm Cody. This is going to be part number 2, basically a continuation of the previous video. I'm going to try to make these, maybe every day, every few days, because I just didn't see enough videos. And plus, I kind of wanted to document the experience for myself. So today is actually May the 12th. I think it's about 4:15, 4:30 in the morning. Yeah, I'm a night owl. But so I had surgery May the 11th. Okay, so yesterday. Now, if you watch the previous video, you'll know that I work swing shift. And this week I was working overnights, so I'd go in at 11. Excuse me. And get off at 7 o'clock in the morning. So surgery day comes Thursday. I go in Wednesday night. I'm going to work till about 5:30. That's going to leave me enough time to come home and take a shower and make sure I can make it out to the hospital. The orthopedic surgeon that I worked with actually did his surgeries, I guess, in the hospital. I think some orthopedic surgeons and offices are set up to do those in the office themselves, but this doctor was not. So for whatever reason, I went to the hospital. I didn't eat after about I got a little snack right before I went into work, so about 10:30, and then just drank water from about that time on up. They said don't eat or drink before, but I figure if I'm at work, I work a pretty physical job. It's not really any big deal for me to break a pretty good sweat at work. So I knew that I wanted to kind of stay hydrated, as much as possible. Obviously, I'm not gonna, guzzle down water, but if I got thirsty, I'd take a sip. So my appointment time was for 7 o'clock in the morning. Me and my girlfriend get there. So I got a call from the hospital basically saying, make sure you have somebody to drive you. I didn't want to be put under anesthesia because I've seen and heard about a few cases where you get put under and you don't wake up. And so I didn't want to necessarily be put under if I could help from it. So we get to the hospital, 7 o'clock, check in. They called me back, and basically, a few nurses and medical assistants came back and asked me a bunch of questions. I had to get dressed out into a gown, some of those little no slide socks, like with the little rubberized grip on the bottom of them. Which I kind of thought, I was like, wait a minute, for a 10 or 15 minute procedure, I'm getting dressed out. Okay, here we go. So then came in and talked to the anesthesiologist again. He just asked me if I had any kind of allergies to any anesthesia, anything like that. And then I got an IV. They had an IV going with a saline bag, and they put some leads on my chest and on my side, just to make sure that heart function, they could keep an eye on that. Blood pressure monitor. They wrapped my legs in some airbags, I guess, for lack of a better term. But they basically went from the knee down to the ankle. And I was told that just, helps circulation, which makes sense. So at this point, I'd been up since, I guess, about 7 o'clock previously. I'd worked overnight. You're already kind of nervous about the whole deal. I've never had a surgery in the hospital. I've had a root canal and a couple fillings. But as far as surgery in the hospital, I've never had that. So this is all fairly new to me. So then they basically came and got me. Again, I'm kind of starting to feel, my eyes are getting pretty heavy at this point. So really the only thing that I remember is they wheeled me into the OR, and the nurse said, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little bit of medicine, that way it can start working. I don't know if that was true, if she gave me just medicine, if she gave me some sort of go to sleep medicine, or a combination of both, but I don't really remember anything after that. So took a quick little nap. What I thought was quick ended up being about 30, maybe 45 minutes. And I wake up and I'm rolling down the hallway, and the way that all right, let me start over. From the moment that I woke up and I'm being wheeled down the hallway, I'm thinking I just dozed off somewhere in the operating room, and we haven't started, we haven't finished, we haven't done anything. So I look down and ta-da, we're done. Okay, so that was that. I don't remember a thing, which I don't like, but you know, that's the way it is. I'm still alive, obviously. As far as I know, I didn't flatline or code out or anything while they were giving me surgery. So yeah, so moving on from there, they put me into to an outpatient surgery recovery room. They finally gave me a little can of Pepsi and a warm blueberry muffin, which was top tier hospital food whenever you don't feel good and whenever you've had to fast for a number of hours, especially after working, is real nice. Pretty good. Would recommend. So they gave me that, basically kept an eye on me just to make sure I wasn't going to get sick from sick from anything, and that, you know, the pain wasn't too bad. They gave me a packet of paper. The doctor didn't tell me to do any sort of like hand exercises or anything, but I've definitely tried to keep, you know, as much motion in that as possible. You know, you're just going to be sitting around. At least I'm going to be sitting around watching TV for a minimum of the next 2 weeks until I can go back to work. So, you know, may as well do that. Plus, it definitely feels good. You know, your handle set there and get stiff. So it's definitely nice to just open and close. I was doing one finger and, you know, counting up and counting down, and just whatever little game you can kind of come up with to keep your fingers active and moving. So got wheelchaired out just due to the anesthesia wearing off. I got wheelchaired out to the car. My girlfriend picked me up, and she was hungry, so she went to Chick-fil-A and got some chicken strips. I was hungry up until they took me back for surgery, and I guess the nerves. And then, of course, that combined with that little muffin and then the anesthesia wearing off. So I really didn't have much of an appetite. So we went to the pharmacy. So the doctor had called in 5 tablets of 10 milligram oxycodone. So that's that. You know, again, I've never taken them, but apparently they're for pain. You're only supposed to take one. Half a tablet by mouth every 6 hours is needed. So I have yet to have any pain so far. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll go back. Let's do a little bit of a rewind. So we go to the pharmacy to get the medicine. The pharmacy, unfortunately, they never received the call in or whatever to get from the hospital to the pharmacy. So it wasn't there. I told my girlfriend, you know, like, I'm fine if we just go on home. You know, I'm not really in much pain at all, and I'm pretty tired. At this point, it was a little bit right at 11 o'clock. I was at the hospital from, like I said, about 6:45 until close to 9:30 before I ever got taken back for the surgery. So by the time we got out of there, 8, went to the pharmacy. It's starting to creep up on 12. So again, I told my girlfriend, I was like, I'm fine if you just want to grab something to eat, we'll just go home after that. So she had went ahead and made some calls, to the doctor and the folks at the hospital to try to figure out, hunting down the medication, for pain. And then I immediately went to sleep. I'm pretty tired at this point. Again, I've been up since, 6 or 7 o'clock the previous day, worked the night, hadn't ate, then, just a bunch of, just a long day. So let's see here, where are we? So I slept, woke up about 8:30. Didn't have any pain at all. Reheated up some food that we had made a couple nights ago. But again, no pain still. That's the pretty bandage. I've got numbness in the pinky. I can't feel any of the pinky. There's a little bit of sensation starting to return in the very tip, but that's about as far down as it goes. And then the ring finger is about half numb, and so the pinky side of the ring finger is numb, and the thumb side is completely fine. And then the other three fingers are fine. I've got to leave the the bandage on for 2 weeks until I go back to a follow-up appointment, May 25th. And then I'll be able to take that off. Of course I can't get it wet, can't get it dirty and soiled. But yeah, so that's kind of where I've been, just kind of hanging out, watching TV. Not really a ton to do, whenever you've only got one hand. I've been, trying to use it as little as possible. I would definitely recommend, if you're going to do this surgery, to do it spring or summer. Trying to tie shoes and trying to, to button jeans or button up shorts it's really a challenge. So, to have maybe sweatpants, if you're comfortable with sweatpants, or just some like gym shorts, that's what I've got on. They really saved, they're really nice. So we'll see about doing a video, maybe tomorrow, or if I feel any pain, I don't know. Again, right now the pain isn't, it's, for me right now, it's about a 0. So there's not really any pain at all. So yeah, that'll do it for part 2. Stay tuned for part 3.